Another amazing read today in day 35 in Upon Waking, this awesome devotional by Jackie Hill Perry. If you have not picked it up and you've been watching these videos, definitely pick this up. The link is in the description. I highly recommend this. It is a 60-day devotional and I'm on 35, so I'm a little bit over halfway through. And I've been taking my time. I actually have not been doing it every day. I kind of tend to flip back and forth between different devotionals versus doing one every day. I know that's not how they're intended, but that's what I tend to do. What do y'all do? Am I crazy or do other people do that? But anyways, this day was really good. For those of you who are reading it, I don't want to give it away, so make sure that you read it before you watch this video. But she talks a lot about Genesis 19:7 and Lot's wife looking back. And she starts with 19:26. And we know the story of Lot's wife who had a way of escape from the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, but actually pretty much escaped and then looked back. And so Jackie talks about how that verse in Genesis 19:17, where it says, "Do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley." And honestly, I stopped there as I was reading and pulled out my Bible because something hit me that hadn't hit me before. This is the ESV illuminated scripture journal for Genesis that I'm reading out of, but it's the ESV translation. And verse 17 says, "And as they brought them out, one said, 'Escape for your life. Do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the hills, lest you be swept away.'" So that's the whole verse. And something that stood out to me this time, even though I've read this verse so many times, is where it says, "or stop anywhere in the valley." I always think about Lot's wife looking back, but that "don't stop in the valley" really stood out to me because I don't know about you, but I've been in valley seasons and I feel like if I look back on it, I did stop sometimes and not keep moving. And so this is what I was thinking. This is what I wrote. Don't look back. Don't stop. Keep moving forward through the valley seasons of your life. Climb the hill. Let all the chaos go on below you. Don't get swept up in it. Keep climbing higher. And that's kind of my, I guess, the Jamila translation of this part of verse 17. Don't look back. Don't stop in the valley. Escape to the hills and don't get swept away by everything that's going on below. So that really just, I don't know, it hit me in a different way today. And of course, it also then made me think about, and sorry, hopefully I'm not making y'all dizzy, but I have like 18 Bibles and books opened on my prayer desk today. But it made me think about Psalm 121 and verses 1 and 2, which are often quoted by people, but a lot of times I find that they quote them incorrectly. I guess is how I'll put it. It's not that they quote it, the words they get it right, but what it actually means they get wrong. Psalm 121 is a song of ascents. So it's literally a song that was sung as people were climbing hills. And in verse 1, it says, "I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth." And the thing that a lot of times I hear when this is quoted that people get wrong is that they don't phrase that first verse as a question. Sometimes people say, "I lift up your eyes to the hills from where your help comes from." And that's not what this verse says. Our help doesn't come from the hills. Our help comes from God. And he's telling us to lift our eyes up. And it was just interesting me thinking about this verse, and then also thinking about the verse here where literally Lot's wife is told to escape from the hills lest you be swept away. You know, don't look back. And so just that idea of climbing, and that God is going to give you a hill to climb to get you out of the valley that you are in. And the idea that it's still a hill to climb. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy, right? He gets you out of that valley. When you keep going, you keep your eyes on him, you keep climbing up that hill that he's presented before you. And whether that hill is easy to climb or hard to climb, or there are some places where you're grabbing on for dear life and other places where there are already steps that are smoothed out that you can climb up. However that hill is designed, it is your escape. It is his grace for you. And sometimes I turn back like Lot's wife, even when he's brought me out of something, out of a valley, because I see the hill ahead of me and I'm like, oh my gosh, this hill is going to be hard to climb. But this is just a reminder and an encouragement. Psalm 121 and that reminder in Genesis with Lot's wife, that hill is part of God's grace for us. So don't look back, don't stop, keep moving forward through the valley seasons of your life. Climb that hill. Let all the chaos and craziness and whatever else, let it go on and flow below you. Don't get swept up in it. Keep climbing higher. I hope that's an encouragement to you. And there was so much more in this Devo today that stood out to me, but that's really kind of what I got from it. So I'd love to hear what you got from day 35 and anything that you want to share in regards to what I shared with Psalm 121 and those scriptures in Genesis. All right, y'all, stay encouraged.